what he called the administration's failures in crime management.
I have heard nothing coming from that side, but some glib reference to, well, this is not a crime fund. What long-term strategies have been employed or is to be employed by this government to deal with these issues? What is the comprehensive approach that tackles the social, economic, and institutional drivers of crime? What they have done, Mr. Speaker, is they have put 50,000 people on the breadline. What happens then? And you then say, Mr. Speaker, you then say, well, you know why? Because the head of the organizations, they're gangs. What happened to the actual workers, the thousands who are without a job? What are they to do when they wake up, Mr. Speaker, and they cannot feed their families? What is the plan?
Scotland insists that national security decisions of this magnitude must be grounded in transparency and measurable results, not broad statements. With the state of emergency extended for another 3 months, we asked, have you felt safer since it was first implemented? Here's what you told us.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
No, I have not. Because everything is the same. The state of emergency, in my opinion, doesn't really change anything without a curfew.
No. Why not? Because I think it was just a gimmick and ploy for whatever reason. So it didn't really change anything in my opinion, especially in my area. We carry on our daily lives as any other day without or with SOEs?
No, because what has really changed? The SOE has been implemented, but at the end of the day, the country is still in the state of emergency that it was in before, because the crime levels, is not to say the crime levels have drastically dropped since the SOE has started, and people are still afraid to in their everyday lives.
Yeah, so you are to think about it, it hasn't really affected me per se, but to say safer or unsafer, it doesn't really make a difference to me.
I understand the government's intention of extending the state of emergency, but in my opinion, I haven't really seen any difference with it being extended.
Compared to before?
I would say, I just feel the same way, honestly. No, I don't feel any safer.
To answer quite frank, we need to see change when it comes to crime in Trinidad and Tobago because it affects the society. So I'm indifferent when it comes to yes or no on that answer.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Still to come in the news, desperate for work, former CPEP, URP and forestry workers beg authorities to act swiftly. The UN Human Rights High Commissioner says the United States must stop the extrajudicial killing of suspected narco-traffickers. Coming up in sport, the West Indies T20 men complete a series sweep in Bangladesh.
Remember these safety tips when using your LPG gas tank.
Every time we purchase a filled 20-pound cylinder, we check for two things. It must be properly sealed with a blue cap or a red cap, and the O-ring must be intact. In order to ensure that there's no leaks within this cylinder, we always conduct the soapy water test. We apply some solution onto the valve area of the cylinder. If bubbles emerge, it means that there's a leak at that suspected source. You do not use the cylinder and take it back to the retail outlet, or you can contact NP's head office for guidance. Never, ever, ever use an open flame to check for leaks. That is madness. We always conduct the soapy water test to check for leaks. Other ways to determine if there's a leak, we may hear hissing sound, or by sense of smell, where you may smell mercaptan, which is coming from the LPG. Never shortcut with your safety. Always be safe with NP gas.
At Bagwansing's, Port Spain and Chagonas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, VRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansing's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansing's, Port Spain and Chagonas, building value every day.
The Finance Minister says public servants affected by a delay in accessing their October salaries will be paid on Monday.
Responding to questions in the lower house today, Devendranath Tanku attributed the hindrance in salary payments to ongoing government ministry realignments that took effect at the start of October. According to the minister, transfers of personnel and responsibilities between ministries meant that certain payroll systems required updated information to ensure accuracy in salary processing and fund disbursements.
Until employees under realignment are transferred to their newly assigned ministries, salaries will be paid and funds assigned via a hybrid process of the IHRIS system and the manual payments. As of today, most of the issues have been resolved and officers paid. The Ministry of Finance, through the Office of the Comptroller of Accounts, is working assiduously with the relevant affected line ministries, agencies, and banks to finalize the necessary adjustments and to ensure that the remaining affected officers are paid by Monday, November 3rd, 2025.
Tanku maintained that the Ministry of Finance has been working closely with affected divisions to complete the process as quickly as possible.
In other news, a contractor legally challenging the termination of its CPEP contract will have to wait a bit longer before the ruling is delivered. This morning, 3 appeal court judges reserved judgment after hearing submissions from lawyers for Eastman Enterprise and the state company. Eastman is challenging a High Court decision to stay its case and refer part of it concerning contract renewals made days before the general election to the DPP. Senior counsel Larry Lala argued the arbitration clause wasn't mandatory and said the judge acted prematurely as the DPP lacks investigative powers under the Constitution. CPEP's lawyer, senior counsel Anaram Logan, defended the referral, saying the judge acted within her discretion based on evidence that contracts were unlawfully renewed without cabinet approval. The appeal panel did not set a date for its decision.
Well, frustrated after months without work, a group of CPEP, URP and forestry workers is calling on the government to expedite plans so they can return to their jobs. Former Marabella councillor and contractor Jennifer Maryshaw is lending her support, saying more than 400 people in the Bayshore area of Marabella are currently without employment, many of whom have been reaching out to her for assistance. Maryshaw also expressed doubt about government's recently announced national recruitment drive for 20,450 positions across various ministries and state agencies, saying it is unlikely to benefit many of these displaced workers.
But to me, I think it's a hoax, because you have a document with different ministry that they're going to put the people in. We all know you apply to Service Commission to get into ministries, right? And now you telling people that they will get jobs in the ministry, better jobs. Where's the allocation for these jobs? What are the better jobs? When I was doing the registration,
26-year-old mother of one, Shania Charles, says she worked with CPEP for 4 years, starting off as a laborer before being promoted to foreman. Now unemployed, she says it's been a daily struggle to meet her financial commitments and provide for her family.
See how quick you all could get people to work in something, do something. If it is make up something again on the roadside to clean, just to bring that little money. Christmas coming just now. You know, trenders feel without a gift, without a toy, you know, you could still pass a smile on a child's face. You could still buy a ham for $100. You might get 2 hams somewhere. So it's just to get a little money coming in.
Works and Infrastructure Minister Jerlene John has confirmed that over 150,000 applications were received online, with another 40,000 submitted at the recruitment hubs. She says the sorting exercise was completed yesterday and people would begin receiving calls this weekend and interviews would commence by midweek next week.
Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says the Manatee gas project remains secure and will continue as planned, despite recent moves by Venezuela's National Assembly to declare Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar persona non grata and to end bilateral energy agreements with TNT. Speaking outside the parliament today, Dr. Munilal said he had verified information confirming that the Manatee project is safe and will proceed, saying those projects continue and the country will continue to speak with Shell in particular and other stakeholders concerning an expansion in gas production from Manatee.
Because of that process that had been used to deunitize that project and ensure that countries develop in their own waters, so to speak. That continues. So he was wrong on that front. I want to make the point and reinforce what the Prime Minister has said, that we are not dependent on Venezuelan gas. We have a robust plan for exploration, production and development of oil and gas onshore, with Heritage in particular, and offshore projects with several multinationals.
When asked if he got this assurance from Venezuela itself, he said he made his own checks and was satisfied, but noted he wasn't sure if he, by extension, was also persona non grata in Venezuela. His comments come as the world looks on at the heightened tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. Dr. Munilal said he didn't want to comment on any potential conflict, but he said conflict would have a possible impact on energy prices.
It will have impact on the price of oil, the supply and so on, and we monitor that on a daily basis, so that we are hoping that there is no great fallout. As you know, Trinidad and Tobago is not a significant producer of oil. The last government collapsed the oil sector. When we left, it was 78,000 barrels a day. Today, when we took office, it was 38,000 barrels per day, and today we are happy to record that we are at 54,000 barrels per day, and it's going in the right direction.
He repeated what Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has said, saying Trinidad and Tobago is not dependent on Venezuelan gas.
Now to this, Trotters Gulf City branch will close its doors this Sunday, with its owners citing rising costs and a hostile business climate which made the operation unsustainable.
Meanwhile, Cara Brewery appointed its first ever female managing director, marking a bold new era of leadership and innovation. Andrea Perez-Sobers has more in tonight's Business Watch.
After 5 years in South Trinidad, Trotters Gulf City branch will serve its final meal this Sunday. Group CEO Peter George Jr. tells Business Watch the decision was purely economic, as mounting costs and an increasingly difficult business climate took a toll.
Perhaps the most disappointing is coming off of a 10-year relationship of incendiary rhetoric and at best quasi-hostile relationship between the state and the private sector. There were great expectations, and I want to speak on behalf of business, that there was a great expectation that that was going to improve significantly under the new administration.
George also took issue with what he describes as public comments from ministers that undermine confidence in the private sector. With
ministers privately on the social media speaking ill about the business community, the Minister of Finance speaking during the budget of businesses that have price gouged the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for the last X amount of years.
Despite the challenges, he remains cautiously optimistic, but warns that without meaningful change, investors may look elsewhere. In other business news, Caribbery Limited has announced the appointment of Lisa Murali-Pantin as its new managing director effective tomorrow. This marks a historic milestone as she becomes the first woman to lead the company in its long and respected history. With more than 23 years of experience in the beverage industry, Murali-Pantin brings a strong background in finance, strategy and leadership. She previously served as Carib's first female chief financial officer, overseeing finance, IT, procurement, and risk across the country. Her contributions have been key to strengthening operations and supporting the company's long-term growth. Murali-Pantin says she's honored to lead Caribbery into its next chapter, focusing on innovation and continued success. The company adds that her appointment reflects its commitment to inclusive leadership and sustainable development. And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Andrea Perez-Sobers, CNC3 Business Watch.
Thank you, Andrea. Well, still to come in the news, Jamaica death toll climbs after Hurricane Melissa as looting confirmed and aid mobilizes.
We had a few thunderstorms early this morning and just around midday, which flooded several streets in Port of Spain. Scattered showers were observed elsewhere across both islands, but conditions have now mostly settled. I'll have some more details on today's activity coming up just after the break.
New Charles chocolate with 0 sugar added. Charles guilt-free chocolate goodness.
Ho, 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 ho. Start the season sweet with Jimmy Abood's annual Christmas and October sale. Get up to 60% off on curtains, sheet sets, floor mats, upholstery fabric, and more. Shop now at the last big sale of the year.
Feeling off balance? Your body might be missing AMPK. It's your natural reset, regulating how your body stores fat and processes sugar. Berberine Plus activates AMPK, helping your cells use energy better, reduce fat, and keep sugar levels in check. Berberine Plus, now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide.
Panadol's new formula. 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
Where's the car? Don't stress when your getaway car gets away. Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
This mask is itchy. Does anyone have any lotion?
We can't protect you from scary clowns, but we can protect you from motor theft and damage. CG United. Good like that.
Southern Food Basket's flash sale is now on. Gala apples, 10 for $20. Golden Brand margarine, 227 grams, 4 for $19.95. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Soft and pretty tissue paper, 12-pack, $18.95. Non-in bathroom tissue, 24s, 2 bales for $84.95. Aqua Pure 330 ml, 6 cases for $96. Specials available from 30th October to 2nd November.
Don't let Forex limits take the fun out of your shopping. At TriniRetail.com, you can buy international goods and pay immediately in TT dollars using a credit card, links, or even cash on delivery. Shop online at TriniRetail.com from the comfort of your home and choose from thousands of exclusive items you won't find in local stores. Kitchen essentials, home decor, appliances, electronics, and more. Enjoy fast delivery within 48 hours or convenient pickup at our Central Collection Center located next to Extra Foods and Denver. With our 3D secure payment gateway, every purchase on TriniRetail.com is safe. And you'll earn cashback rewards on every order. So, relax, click and save. Shop global and pay local. Visit TriniRetail.com today and shop without limits.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
As recovery efforts continue, the death toll from Hurricane Melissa is steadily rising.
Melissa made landfall in Jamaica as a strong Category 5 hurricane on Tuesday, leaving widespread destruction in its wake. Today, Jamaican Education Minister Dana Morris-Dixon confirmed 19 fatalities, including a pregnant 18-year-old. She warned that the number is expected to climb as additional bodies have been discovered in the island's western parishes.
19 confirmed deaths, 19 Jamaicans who lost their lives. And this morning, I've confirmed that that number has not changed. But we have reports that are quite credible of the potential of 4 bodies being in Westmoreland that need to be retrieved and 1 in St. Elizabeth.
Norman Manley International Airport reopened, and Sangsa International in Montego Bay is set to resume commercial flights tomorrow at 7 a.m. Jamaican Transport Minister Darrell Vaz welcomed the international humanitarian response, but issued a stern warning to looters, urging them not to take advantage of the crisis.
I'm happy to say that both commercial and relief operations continue at Norman Manley International Airport, and we are expecting in excess of 20 cargo flights coming in today. One thing we're not going to accept in this disaster is unconscionable behavior.
66% of Jamaican households remain without power, and 7,000 people are still in shelters following Hurricane Melissa.
The government has nearly $40 million set aside in its annual budget for disaster response. In addition, catastrophe bonds and insurance policies have been activated by the storm's landfall, adding to financial support for recovery efforts. Jean-Marc is here with us. Jean-Marc, we were absolutely drenched outside the Red House today. I came back dripping. What was that?
Did you watch the forecast last night?
I did, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Intense.
Yeah.
You know, we had a tropical wave passing, nothing on the scale of Melissa, but we got some intense thunderstorms over northern Trinidad today. So let's take a look at some of the impacts. Now, those thunderstorms from the tropical wave coincided with high tide, so that slowed off the runoff a bit, but the street flooding was observed in South Key, Independence Square, and most of the streets leading into Independence Square. The water levels mostly subsided about 3 hours after the rainfall began, but not before causing a traffic nightmare in and around the capital. Now let's take a quick look at Melissa. After passing Bermuda last night, causing some power outages, she's now expected to pass near the eastern Canadian provinces of Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Labrador tonight. They are expecting significant rainfall, but just a low chance of tropical storm force winds there. Now the next name on the list is Nestor, but thankfully no signs of any development in the tropics just yet. Usually the cyclones tend to favor the Western Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico this time of the season, and locally we have to track the movement of the ITC, which tends to give us a rainfall event in November. Now back on our side of things, the tropical wave axis passed earlier today, but I'm still keeping my eye on this band of showers just off to our east. Behind that, we'll have some breezy and dusty conditions. So taking a closer look, 1 or 2 thunderstorms within that band of moisture, but the most important aspect would be the possibility of gusts associated with those heavier showers. So the forecast for tonight, partly cloudy conditions with some late night into early morning showers, overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 26 in Tobago. Tomorrow, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms again. Now remember, look out for those breezy conditions. Then by late afternoon, conditions should gradually settle. Also, late tomorrow, we can expect moderate Saharan dust to move over us, and it's expected to last until Monday while gradually decreasing. There's also another plume coming off the African coast, but I'll keep an eye on that in the coming days. Sea conditions are moderate, but just shy of rough, with waves up to 2.5 meters in open waters and near 1 meter in sheltered areas. Winds are expected out of the east-southeast at 15 to 20 knots, gusting to 30 at times. So all marine interests, even those going to the beach this weekend, please exercise some caution. Looking ahead, breezy and dusty conditions between Saturday night and Monday, but then some thunderstorms may return midweek as the ITCZ is expected to drift over the area. So rainfall, then Saharan dust, umbrellas, then allergy meds. Make sure and be prepared this weekend.
You hear that, Akash? Try and stay dry. Yes, try and stay dry. Thank you so much, Jean-Marc. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Tomitoma, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Plaisance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Ho, 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 ho. Start the season sweet with Jimmy Abood's annual Christmas in October sale. Get up to 60% off on curtains, sheet sets, floor mats, upholstery fabric, and more. Shop now at the last big sale of the year.
Southern Food Basket's flash sale is now on. Get Richport vegetable oil, 1.5 liter, 2 for $39.95. Fiesta green pigeon peas, 425 grams, 2 for $16.95. Fiesta peas and carrots, 425 grams, 3 for $19.95. Tenderness napkins, 100s, 5 for $17.95. Clorox 1 gallon, $26.95. Bright washed laundry detergent, 900 grams, 2 for $19.95. Specials available from 30th October to 2nd November.
Influencers don't sleep. Their whole waking life is a dream, a get-rich-quick money scheme. Bring your mobby pockets and get champagne. Drink up and come again. Watch celebrity investor cruising high. Honey does catch more than fly. It's how they're looking like AI. Fake profile set up to fool. Lucky I have sense and went to school. Rock so champagne, man, I ain't no tool. All of this looks so sus. I sip in my tea. That mark? Bound to bust. Put money and get back double plus? Tell me, does that sound right? Take in front before in front take you. That is what the TTSEC is here for, to help protect investors like you and me. Check them at ttsec.org.tt. Make a complaint or file an anonymous tip. Take my advice and just toast it.
The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Welcome back, everyone. Newly elected tutor President Crystal Bevin Ashe is pleading with the Education Minister to provide documentation on how police officers should interact with staff and students at schools.
The tutor president explains that the request for that information has been ignored, and so far that's the only issue with the school-oriented policing initiative. At the beginning of the new school term, government placed 95 special reserve police officers in high-risk secondary and primary schools. He tells CNC3 News that while it's too early to really assess any real progress of the program, his members are reporting less violence. The tutor president said the schools that have given feedback stated that both their staff and students felt more comfortable with the officers' presence. Well, Johnston Marika is standing by with sport, and not to be left out, he has a Defence Force update as well.
Correct, Akash, and we'll also tell you that Grenada gears up for next year's Carifta Games by unveiling its logo and the new mascot. And how about something to take the edge off? All of this weekend's big-ticket sporting events and much more when we return.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For every day low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much wanna shop fair, go fuel. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket, Marketplace Shoguanas, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Looking for big savings and a better shopping experience? Come on down to Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, in the J Chai Trading Compound. 10% off meats every Wednesday, 30% off fresh produce every Sunday and Monday. Plus, buy one, get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort, wide aisles, cool and clean store, and spacious parking. Food Shoppers Supermarket, big on savings, big on comfort.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around. High quality meats pound for pound. Get the best for less. Start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and spacious. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
Southern Food Basket's flash sale is now on. Gala apples, 10 for $20. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 4 for $19.95. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Soft and pretty tissue paper, 12-pack, $18.95. No-name bathroom tissue, 24s, 2 bales for $84.95. Aqua Pure 330 ml, 6 cases for $96. Specials available from 30th October to 2nd November.
Welcome back. At least 2 sporting events involving teams staffed by members of the protective services have been postponed until further notice. The police basketball team informed the South Zone Commission that all of its players had been summoned to active duty and therefore could not turn out for tonight's scheduled Game 2 of the South Zone Basketball League's Championship Division Finals against Southside Elite. The Defence Force Rugby Sevens tournament, carded for Saturday and Sunday in Chaguaramas, was one of the first events to be postponed due to a, quote, heightened state of security. However, officials attached to the Police FC and Defence Force FC teams in the TTPFL say their teams, comprised of a mix of civilians and members of the protective services, will be available to compete. But League CEO Yale Antwine says the TTPFL is prepared for any eventualities.
Well, they didn't ask for postponement, but there was a change in the Defense Force management like a few days ago. And I've been trying to get onto this new person to get a comment or a request or any kind of communication on what they need to go through the weekend, and I haven't gotten anything yet. If not, then that's a just postponed. So one of these days allocated to postponement.
So the development will continue to monitor as well. Police FC, meanwhile, fielded a starting team comprising mainly of civilian players and just 2 active service members in their lineup for their TTPFL second-round fixture against Central FC, currently in progress at the Arima Velodrome. Police snatched the lead in the 41st minute, Kwesi Allen picking out Kadeem Hutchinson for a tap-in. Central drew level in the 43rd minute when Russ Russell Jr. found Isaiah Lee on the doorstep to cancel out the earlier strike. It was 1-1 at half-time, and then Hutchinson doubled up in the 52nd, rising to head the Cups into the lead again. They currently lead 2-1, and that game is just minutes away from its conclusion. Cricket now, the West Indies swept the 3-match T20 International Series against Bangladesh with a 5-wicket win over their hosts in Chattogram earlier today. A 4th wicket stand between Ruston Chase and Akeem Ogist completed the mission after Romario Shepherd led with the ball.
Bangladesh won the toss, elected to bat, and 22 runs into the innings, Jason Holt and Romario Shepherd conspired to dispose of opener Parvez Iman for 9. Tanzid Hassan put together a solid knock, but watched a procession of partners come and go. Captain Liton Das lasted just 9 balls, contributing 6 to the cause, caught Gurukesh Moti off carry pair, 44 for 2. Saif Hassan creamed 2 sixes in a 22-ball, 23-run cameo, but soon after bringing up the 100, his 63-run partnership with Tanzid was over. Holder again. He'd end with figures of 2 for 32, Bangladesh 107 for 3. It was 118 for 4 when Rashad Hossain was trapped LBW by pair, the second of his 2 wickets taken for 23 runs. Nurul Hassan, then Nasam Ahmed put 1 each into the total, Romario Shepherd's first and Akil Hossain's only, 133 for 6. Then the glue of the Tiger innings fell, Tanzid out for 89 in the final over. Shepherd took best figures of 3 for 36 as Bangladesh was all out for 151 in their 20 overs. Windies opener Alec Athanaze was unable to follow up his 52 in the series decider on Wednesday. He was stumped for 1 in the Windies' pursuit of 152 for the sweep. Brandon King was bowled for 8 30 runs later, West Indies 37 for 2. Amir Jangu was the steady hand of the top order, but was the third to depart for 34 with the score on 52. That united Ruston Chase and Akeem Ogist. Together they plundered 91 runs, picking out the boundary with relative ease. Ogist getting to his first 50 in T20 internationals for the Maroon. Chase then got to his 4th. Both fell in the space of 3 deliveries, but the job had already been done. Rahman Powell and Moti completing the 5-wicket Windies win with 19 balls remaining. A first West Indies series sweep since August 2024. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
After the match, stand-in captain Chase said the series result was a breath of fresh air.
The plan was actually to just bat normal, 6-7 runs or over, up to around the 15th over. But as me and Akeem, we got in on the wicket, it became easier to play our strokes, and we were seeing the ball good, and the ball was coming on nicely. I think that this wicket was the best wicket out of the 3 games. So the balls was in our area, and we just capitalized on it, and we got there quicker than we were looking to.
Some regional happenings now. Grenada launches Carifta 2026 and a look at Melissa's impact on Jamaica's sports infrastructure. The 2026 Carifta Games were officially launched on Thursday at Grenada's Kirani James National Stadium, St. George's. The local organizing committee unveiled the game's logo and its official mascot, Welsie, which is inspired by Grenada's national dove, the Leptotilla welsie. The event from April 4th to 7th, 2026 marks Grenada's 2nd time hosting in 3 years, having last welcomed the region's best junior track and field talent in 2024. The Spice Isle emerged as front-runner to host the 53rd edition of the Games after Guyana announced they no longer had an interest in hosting the 3-day event. Hurricane Melissa, which passed over Jamaica on Tuesday, has caused extensive damage to several of the island's sports facilities, including popular horse racing venue Caymanas Park in Portmore. Broadcast rooms, stables, and railings along the track were all damaged during the Category 5 hurricane. Operations at Caymanas have since resumed, but there is no word yet on when racing will return. The Montego-based sports complex was also severely affected, with images showing heavy flooding and infrastructural damage. In more horse racing news, Dataman won Guyana's President's Cup at Port Moran Turf Club on the weekend. Ridden by jockey Jose da Silva, Dataman dominated the 1800-meter distance to run away with a $3 million purse and add the President's Cup title to the Guyana Cup captured earlier this year. There's quite a mixed bag happening in sport locally over the weekend. Here's the full rundown. The Trinidad and Tobago Premier Football League's 2025 season is already into its second match day, and it offers a new opportunity for teams to put some points on the board. On Saturday, action rolls into the Atto Bolden Stadium with champions, the Defence Force, who started with a draw on match day 1, trying to get their first win tackling FC Eagles from 5 p.m. 2 hours later, Caledonia AIA and Club Sando meet at the same venue. Then on Sunday from 5, Prison Service goes after win number 2. They'll take 1976 FC Phoenix out of Tobago on a bit of a drive down to Point Fortin, and the home team, Point Fortin Civic, will tackle San Juan Jablote in the nightcap. Ansa Motors puts its spin on nighttime road racing with the Glow Green 5K beginning at the Grandstand Queen's Park Savannah from 7 p.m. on Saturday. And speaking of road racing, endurance athlete Dexter Ali attempts his own unique feat, running 80 miles from Guayaguayari to Chagaramas. It's dubbed Dexter's Big Run, and it begins at 6 p.m. on Saturday at Galeota and is expected to end at 1 p.m. on Sunday at Chaka Cabana. The Trinidad and Tobago Volleyball Federation's Club Championships also continue with the men's and women's B Division quarterfinals on Saturday, followed by semi-final action on Sunday. It all takes place at the Eastern Regional Indoor Sports Arena. You take your pick as to what you want to do this weekend. For Sport High tonight, though, Romario bags a hat-trick.
Romario Shepherd dislodged Nurul Hassan with his final ball of the 17th over and came back 2 overs later to complete a rare hattie, snuffing out Dangerman Tanzid Hassan and following up next ball bowling Shariful Islam. 3 consecutive balls across 2 overs. Shepherd strikes thrice and smuggles tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
A rare series victory for the West Indies team. Reason to celebrate.
I know Romario was so locked in, he actually didn't know.
He didn't realize
he got a hat trick.
Yeah, it happens when you're winning.
All right, thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Southern Food Basket's flash sale is now on. Get Richport vegetable oil, 1.5 liter, 2 for $39.95. Fiesta green pigeon peas, 425 grams, 2 for $16.95. Fiesta peas and carrots, 425 grams, 3 for $19.95. Tenderness napkins, 100s, 5 for $17.95. Clorox 1 gallon, $26.95. Bright washed laundry detergent, 900 grams, 2 for $19.95. Specials available from 30th October to 2nd November.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remush, I wanna shop, go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket. Marketplace Go View, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Get your home ready for Christmas with La Vega's Big Plant Sale. From October 24th to November 2nd, enjoy 20% off all plants, pots, soil, fertilizers, fruit trees, palms, herbs, indoor plants, flowering plants, fragrant plants, ground cover, and more. While you shop, the family can enjoy the nature park, ATVs, and pools. Visit La Vega, San Fernando, or Grand Couva, both branches blooming with savings. Call for details. La Vega's Plant Sale. This one sale you don't want to miss.
Southern Food Basket's flash sale is now on. Gala apples, 10 for $20. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 4 for $19.95. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Soft and pretty tissue paper, 12-pack, $18.95. No-name bathroom tissue, 24s, 2 bales for $84.95. Aqua Pure 330 ml, 6 cases for $96. Specials available from 30th October to 2nd November.
A team from the group Concerned Muslims of Trinidad and Tobago departed for Jamaica today to begin relief operations.
The team will assess affected communities, purchase supplies from Kingston wholesalers, and distribute aid on Sunday. They'll also meet with Jamaican government officials and Islamic Relief Worldwide partners to coordinate logistics, secure warehouse space, and obtain approvals for shipments from Trinidad. CMTT's public relations officer Imtiaz Mohammed said the group was moved by the suffering in Jamaica and felt compelled to respond quickly. The organization launched its Jamaica Disaster and Emergency Relief Project earlier this week, aiming to deliver large-scale aid within 2 to 4 weeks. Donors can contact CMTT through its official channels and social media platforms.
But the United Nations has strongly condemned the United States for striking vessels in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, allegedly carrying drug traffickers.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, said these attacks are unacceptable. He called on the U.S. to halt such attacks and take measures to prevent what he calls extrajudicial killing of people on these boats. The United States military has carried out deadly airstrikes in Caribbean waters over the past few weeks against what Washington alleges are Venezuelan-backed drug traffickers. The Venezuelan government denies the charge, accusing the administration of being a threat to the peace and security of the whole region. Now, just yesterday, this government confirmed that it had no evidence to confirm that the dozens killed in these strikes were in fact narco traffickers, but indicated that there's evidence to show these attacks have been occurring in international waters.
A major crackdown on bars in St. Joseph has uncovered nearly $2 million in unpaid gaming taxes. Police and tax investigators moved in on several licensed premises yesterday, finding multiple breaches under the Gambling Act.
Officers inspected 5 establishments across the St. Joseph Police District. By the end of the exercise, several bar owners were slapped with notices. Police estimate a total of $1.89 million owed in outstanding gaming taxes.
The biggest hit came at one recreational club, ordered to pay over $1.1 million for more than 40 gaming machines and a roulette device. Authorities say more inspections are on the way as they move to clamp down on illegal gaming operations and license breaches.
Well, billionaire Guyanese businessman Nazar Mohammed and his son Azruddin Mohammed have been granted 150,000 Guyanese dollars bail following their arrest on an extradition request from the United States.
Azruddin Mohammed, the political leader of a Guyanese opposition party, was arrested outside the Guyana Revenue Authority office. A magistrate's court ordered both men to surrender their passports and report to the police every Friday. The Mohammeds are the subject of a U.S. indictment charging them with multiple offenses, including wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. The charges are connected to an alleged gold export and tax evasion scheme. The defense team is arguing that the extradition move is unconstitutional and outside the court's jurisdiction. It's time to recap our headlines. Prime Minister attempts to calm a nation fueled by rumors of war.
Government says SOE extension critical to the dismantling of organized gangs, but the opposition asks, what's the plan?
In sport, 2 protective services sporting events are impacted by a sudden call to duty, but teams in the TTPFL allowed to continue their campaign.
And in the weather for tomorrow, scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms and gusty winds.
As we leave you, let's remind you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
There you'll find tonight's stories, the latest updates, and exclusive content. And of course, don't forget to pick up a copy of the Guardian newspaper.
We've come to the end of the 7 p.m. news on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Ramble.
I'm Akash Samaru.
I am Jassi Marie.
And I'm John Macram-Bussard. Have a good night.
You're watching CNC3.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to sit back and watch our contestants try to predict how their fellow Trinbagonians answer our questions. From Gasparillo to Glencoe, let's find out what tongues say. And here's our host, Junior Lee Lima.
Love the energy. Love the energy. This is a game show where we challenge a thrown together team to answer some survey questions to win themselves up to $3,000. Speaking about money, here's my co-host, Penny Pincher. She's the person in charge of managing the money, and she basically don't want Ollie to get any money. Why?
Because they're going to my bank account.
So it's your salary?
Yeah.
All right.
I love you. I love you too.
All right, Penny, you're getting through. Nice, nice. And next to Penny, to make sure that man who just yelled, Penny, I love you, don't do anything, we have our security, Johnny Bravo. Yeah! They love Bravo too. They love Bravo too. Anyhow, people, let's meet the contestants we have here. What's your name, sir?
My name is Albert.
Albert
Smith.
Albert Smith. Albert,
Yes.
They say you're a master when it comes to hair and makeup.
Oh, yeah.
You're the
I do
greatest. How long is your hair really?
My hair
Yeah.
is down to here.
It's gorgeous.
Serious?
Yeah.
So
It's
how?
a wig.
Gorgeous.
You want to take it off?
No.
Okay, you don't want to take it off.
Why you so
All right, Albert, you don't know. All right, Albert. Chelsea.
Yes.
You have a confident accent?
Yeah, it comes out every once in a while, you know?
Say doctor.
Doctor.
That was so cool.
What's the next one now? Airplane.
Airplane.
All right, cool. It is come and go. It comes.
Yeah.
You went to convent?
Yes, I did.
Which one?
I went to 2 convents. I went to Buinium Convent and St. Joseph Convent.
How come?
I did Form 6 in St. Joseph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.